Welcome to Book Bingers, the podcast where two best friends discuss book theories, wingspans, book boyfriends, random book things that we like, that we don't like.
Yeah.
And
today, that happens to be a little SJM.
We're going back to Throne of Glass.
We're going back to Throne of Glass with Empire Storms.
We took a little detour. Because, Queen of Shadows took a lot out of me.
Queen of Shadows was a lot. Yeah. So we've gone through everything up to this point.
Yep.
And Empire Storms. Queen of Shadows took it in a, real left turn. We're going full steam ahead. But Empire Storm takes it up a notch.
Just talking about Queen of Shadows made me realize how good that book is.
Dude, I stand by that it's Kingdom of Ash, Queen of Shadows.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
But there's no denying the Empire of Storms is a lot of people's favorite.
Also a roller coaster ride.
Oh, it's a roller coaster. And, okay, we're not doing the tandem read right now. We're just talking about Empire Storms. Now, a lot of people did the tandem read. Neither one of us did the tandem read.
It didn't exist when I read this series.
Okay, honestly, it was too much. When I downloaded, the tandem read, I was like, I'm sorry, 49 hours? I was like, too much.
Hard pass.
So, my brain had to do one story at a time.
Yeah.
So, we're only talking Empire Storms today, and trust me, it's enough to talk about in one episode because this book is stacked.
It sure is.
Okay, let's start with, where we're picking up in this book. We're going to go through our wow moments and things that just kind of blew us away, and maybe some things that we were like, So, where do we pick up?
We have Aelin and the gang, so her, Rowan.
Pretty much everyone except
Adian, Lysandra.
Chaol and
Chaol and Dorian are staying in Ardalan because he's, trauma.
Yeah.
But he's also the king now.
Yeah. And, meanwhile, Chaol's Tower of Done.
Oh, yeah. Chaol's going Southern Continent. Yeah.
So, Chaol's not in the story at all. Dorian is. Chaol's off doing
Dorian is in the castle.
His own thing. We'll talk about
They're going to
later.
Terrasen. And they're trying to, get everyone to be like, oh, Aelin's back.
Yay!
Recognize our queen.
Let's all rally around her, but that's not what happens.
Sure isn't.
No.
They're like, that's cute that you think that.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. So we have Dorian back. That's one good thing. But this story, do not watch this or listen to this if you haven't read up to this point.
Oh, God, no.
Because we're about to spoil major things. There are some big what moments.
Yes.
All right, let's start.
The witches are in Morath.
Yeah. Which a lot's about to happen in this book.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. And Alede has escaped Morath.
Yeah,
she's on the run.
She's on the run now.
Finally.
Which, by the way, tangent moment.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to hate Alede's POVs every time it would switch over to her storyline. I ended up living
up until this book. I did hate her.
I didn't care. I was like, why do I care about this little girl? I was living for the Alede Lorcan storyline.
I didn't see that coming. I really thought that I was gonna hate Lorcan.
I also was like, I don't care about Lorcan either. But oh my God!
But now I'm thinking, is he one of the first grumpy men that is he one of the pillar grumpy men?
Is this the grumpy sunshine we've been waiting for? I just loved their two different personalities together. Yeah. It was a little bit of the romance that I had been missing from this story.
Yes.
I love me some romantasy, so I was like, this is straight fantasy. But they gave me some love.
Is this the book that we get Sol Lorcan did, or is Sol Lorcan did from Kingdom of Ash? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Great podcast. Someone tell us. I don't know.
But that was every time we would jump from crazy action to them. I was like, oh, that's okay.
Traveling with the band of circus misfits.
I need a little bit of this tension.
Yeah. Tension and some levity too.
Also, I love that Lorcan's I know that Aelin and Selena are the same person,
but I'm not going to say anything.
Not going to say anything. The whole time I was like, tell her. When are you going to tell her?
I know. And she's like, this girl thinks that Aelin is gone. You know what I mean? Give her that, slice of hope.
Something, man. She's just been traumatized. Anyways, tangent moment. Take us back on the right.
Yeah.
Take us back to where we need to be, Sarah, because I will just keep
All right, so in Morath, we know that Parrington is Erewhon.
Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Like,
Fuck that guy.
He ever die? My God.
For real.
So he's over here. He's telling Manon she needs to go get Dorian. Mm-hmm. All right, and so the Iron Teeth are invading Rifthold.
Yeah.
Manon tells Dorian he needs to escape.
Yeah.
So he owes her a life debt now.
Of course he does.
And
my favorite couple.
All this is happening, and Rowan ends up flying his little wings. And then we get the Dorian Rowan are off on an adventure together.
I love it. I love seeing the two guys come together.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. Are you team Rowan? Or are you team Dorian?
And I don't mean team for Aelin.
No, not for Aelin, but the book boyfriend for me in this series is
Dorian.
Not Rowan. It is Dorian.
All day long.
All day, baby. All day. And you can't convince me that there's not some kind of relation to Rhys. I mean, you can't convince me.
The first inkling of a fan theory that someone was like, they look alike, they have to be descended from the same power, they're all described the same way. I'm like, I don't care if it's never true.
No, but in my mind it is.
In my mind it is. He is the Rhys of this series.
In my mind, it's Rhys's, sister somehow got into another world and had this baby and it's Dorian. And I love the idea of maybe thinking that one day they will meet each other and be
God,
hey, brother.
So. I hope so.
What up, cuz? I don't care. That tangent, but Dorian is my book boyfriend.
But it's Rune looks like Rhys. Right? So then, does Dorian also look like Rhys? The three of them in the same room?
Them mean everything to me. They're my three. They're my three when we get into, separate book boyfriends. Now, if you were to make me list, and I think we did do a podcast where I had to list them all, there's too many. There's too many SJM book boyfriends for me. I love them. I love a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But I will say, Rowan is not in my top 5. And that's nothing against Rowan. He's a great guy. He will stand.
He's a great guy. Yeah.
He'll stand by his girl and do everything she wants him to do. But I like a little pushback.
Yeah.
I liked the original Rowan we saw, the fighting him. And then I feel like it kind of died out.
It does. It does fizzle a little bit.
He was just anything you want, baby.
And they spend a decent amount of time apart.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's that.
But
I
do love seeing two very different personalities of Rowan and Dorian.
Hilariously
on their journey together.
Hilarious on their little boat.
I can't. The picture in my mind.
Oh my God.
It's the tiniest boat.
Yeah. It's like a rowboat to me. It's just the wind is just taking them.
Dorian's hair is flapping in the wind. Does Rowan still have his long hair in this book, or is it short?
I don't know because I don't ever want to picture any of them with long hair.
Fair. I pictured Rowan.
Nothing makes me happier than in a book when they get their short haircut.
Listen, when I don't even care how Rowan was described. I pictured him as Henry Cavill as The Witcher.
Yeah, with the white hair.
With the white hair and the long because
he has the long hair.
Hot. That's the only way I can picture anybody with long hair. Same with when we were reading what was the
or
winter
I could
one?
Do a Thor.
Okay, I needed him with short hair.
Absolutely, I needed him with short hair. But Chris Hemsworth's always going to be good.
What's the winter one that we read where she was she couldn't talk?
The Witch Collector.
That's another one that he had long hair. That I was I can only picture him as the Witcher.
Well, what I do instead is I give them a haircut.
I like that. You also change your blondes to brunettes.
Most of the time, or it's more of a whitish blonde, or now I'm trying to just picture Chris Evans.
Ryan Gosling blonde.
Yeah.
Chris Evans blonde. Yeah, I feel like that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking Zach Morris.
Red hair, forget about it. I am changing red hair in my
pass. Full pass on the red hair.
Do not pass go. Do not collect too
What were we talking about?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We do this too much.
Terrasen lords have been no, Aelin. So she's well, fuck you guys. I have to find these word keys. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So then, she starts seeing all the ghosts of everyone.
Wow, right?
We get, Brannon's ghost. They're all very unhelpful, wildly unhelpful.
What little fuckers. If you're gonna come and see me, maybe help me out.
Do something. Yeah. So she's talking to Brannon.
Brannon.
But if I'm reading Crescent City 3, it's like,
Brandon!
Yeah. But then, we switch back to the witches, and Manon's supposed to kill Astrid.
Okay, this is the moment that I was like, holy shit.
Can I also tell you how hilarious it is to me when you talk about Manon's grandmother, but you call her grandma? Like, it's so familiar. Like, oh, in Manon's grandma. Like, as if she's just like our friend's grandma.
I have a real problem with grandmother. I don't know something about it. Just I can't say it. It was always grandma. I remember texting you like, oh, I think she's gonna kill Manon's grandma. Like,
it's so familiar. It's just like this old lady that we know. Like, it's Sally's grandma.
Listen, grandmother. I can't
her grandmama.
But yes, grandmama, her bubshy. But yes, okay, great. Let's point out more things that drive you nuts about me.
No, it's hilarious to me. Like, when I'm editing anything, it's just Manon's grandma, and I'm like, oh, it's as if it's this lady we know, Oh, God, whenever I see Manon's grandma at the bus stop, like, she doesn't stop talking. That's what it's like.
So sorry.
But anyway, she fights her grandmother. Fights her grandma.
Okay, yeah, but I really, for a second, thought, is Manon going to kill Astrid? Like, is she going to be forced to do this?
Yeah, I mean, this is a real, test of her mettle, right?
This was a turning point for Manon where she had to make it. This is like, I now have to make a choice, and this is what I'm going to live with for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And obviously, she makes the right one.
Yeah.
But the bitch still didn't die.
She's like those bugs.
Her grandmama really came at her and attacked the fuck out of her.
Yeah, and not only that, but that at that moment, she finds out, oh, you're also the daughter of the Croken Prince.
When I tell you, for me, the real villain in this story is Grandmama. Everybody else kind of has a little bit of a backstory of how they came, their villain origin story.
They have an origin story. We don't get that
Grandmama
with her. She's just always been evil.
She's full evil. And the way that she's about to kill Manon and says, guess what, bitch? You're not even full Blackbeak. Like, what? And the people that you've been killing your whole life, guess what?
Are your family.
They're your family. What? What a fucking moment.
There's so many of those, and I love those in these books where we just get the, oh shit.
Yeah.
Did that
it
really
felt
just
like
happen?
A gut punch.
So, I mean, everything changes for Manon in that moment.
Yes. And the 13 have then, they're like, peace out. Like, they left, right?
Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace out. A-Town. They left, and Manon is, on Abraxos and, just floating away into death.
Yeah, and bless Abraxos, because he ends up eventually... Because now we gotta up and move over to Skulls Bay.
Yes. Okay. So I don't know. As a reader, the first time, I don't know where she's going. My brain thinks she's gonna find the 13.
Yeah.
Like Abraxos is gonna lead her to the 13, correct, and she's gonna be dying, and they're gonna fix her.
Yeah.
That's where my brain goes.
Absolutely.
Little did I know where she's actually gonna go.
I know. So Rowan and Dorian, their initial place that they're going is Skulls Bay.
Yes.
Because they need Rolf. Him with his map hands.
Little mappy hands.
And again, this is Aelin has just plotted with all these people.
For a little 18, 19-year-old, the girl's real good with puzzle pieces.
It's amazing.
Chess is her game. I would never want to play chess with her.
So they're there. They're trying to convince him, get his allegiance. Gabriel and Fenris show up, and they're trying to kill Lorcan. Everyone's trying to kill Lorcan. It's just...
And Lorcan's I'm bound to her. I can't...
But no one, at this point, he's with the circus. No one knows where Lorcan is. Lorcan. You know what I mean?
Lorcan is just kind of getting his mac on.
Sure is.
With a lead, and he's just knowing that he has going to have to do something bad,
Yeah.
and he knows that this moment with Elide isn't going to last forever. He knows eventually she's going to hate him when she finds out.
Correct, absolutely. But
she does.
But he's still.
But he has to.
He has to.
Like, that's my whole part of the book. Is it's like I can't hate him because he can't even control what he has to do.
No, it's the blood oath.
That blood oath is a bitch.
And so then, while they're all, working with Rolf, Aelin, Lysandra, and Aedion show up in Skulls Bay.
It's like this climax.
In Rolf is like, I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you. So what does Aelin do? That bitch takes risks, man. Mm-hmm. She sends out this power surge.
Yeah.
Right? And don't the Val come a-running.
Yeah.
So then, we got a battle on our hands.
Which, smart girl though, right?
Yeah, but
But a risk. A real risk.
You're just going to willingly start a battle.
I know, but she's like, I have to prove to him what's going on.
All of it really banks on Lysandra turning into one of these sea dragons to get this Mycenaean fleet, right? Because there are these things of myth that no one has seen, but if they show up, that means it's a sign. You know, it's this divine intervention. So she basically,
orchestrates.
Good for Lysandra just fucking agreeing to all this.
Lysandra doesn't get the fucking cred that bitch deserves. No
Aelin
one's
comes
talking
up,
about
she
her.
concocts these wild ass plans, and it literally is well, my best friend is just gonna jump into the water and have to fight all of these
for
Valg beasts.
Real. I know, listen, Aelin is crazy powerful, but Lysandra is the one I would want to be. She's my brain of her as a sea dragon is just way more incredible than anything Aelin's doing. It's
Absolutely.
just what? Could you imagine being a human and seeing Lysandra just be this sea dragon?
No, it would make me really mad that I was a human.
Oh, for real.
Do you know
and all I got is map hands. You know what I mean?
These map hands.
I got these map hands, but she's a sea dragon. Lysandra is that bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is your ride or die. She is the one you want. And I love the relationship of how they went from nothing to
ride or die.
Ride or fucking die. I'll wear your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will wear your face and be in your body.
So much.
I love you so much.
Will don a skin suit.
I will don your face, your body, and go into fucking battles where people think I'm gonna have this fire magic, and I don't. Anyways, Lysandra is that bitch, and I love her.
So anyway, they get Rolf's allegiance. It worked because magic. Oh, it worked. Mm-hmm. But then in the meanwhile, we got more gods showing, the ghosts showing up.
Yeah.
And they find out about this lock, right?
Oh, yeah.
They found out about the lock, and truth be told, I fucking skimmed all of this shit.
No,
when it
real.
got to those points, I was like, this is so boring.
It was
and I know it's important.
Here's what it was. It was so boring, but also a weird info dump of things that kind of felt out of left field.
Yes.
Where I was what now? And
It's
I was seriously just get me back to...
you have all these interactions with these ghosts that are so unhelpful, and then all of a sudden you have this one, it's okay, there's a lock, and there's a temple in a marsh, and you need all the keys, and, also, there's these... You and Dorian are the two bloodlines.
Yeah, it was an info dump of me being what now? Too much! It was too much!
And I'm I just need a break.
Yeah. And I was meanwhile, this is happening.
Explain it to me I'm 5.
This is happening, but my brain is where's Manon? Get me back to Manon's chapter. That's what I was just
and what a turn of events that is, because think about back to Heir of Fire, and you're I
can't stand it. I was at that point, I was Manon. Who is this bitch?
Correct. While I do love getting books with all of these POVs, I definitely do get sucked into, you have allegiance to certain ones, and you're you want to know what's happening in one certain location, that I find only on rereads do I really start to place importance on other things, but I am speed reading through the people that I'm I don't fucking care what's going on. Yeah. Definitely Elide's chapters, I don't care. Where's...
And then it gets to a point where you're oh, I want Elide's chapters.
It's in...
This point that you're talking about, though, and it was so important, such important information, but I didn't care about it at the moment. Yeah. I was what?
And it really does. It becomes the thing, like the big moment.
But it didn't feel like a big moment.
No, it sure didn't. It sure didn't.
But it turns out it is. Don't skim it.
Don't skim it. Take your time.
Take a break. Go get a snack. Come back. Go for it. But
and this is how you when Corey was reading it, you would like tell him like take your time on these things.
Take your time.
And so he actually appreciated it.
He sure did.
More than we did.
He also like I kind of took breaks in between the books.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was real smart of me. But these books are meaty, and I kind of felt like, woof, okay, I need
So then it was like real hard for you to get back into it.
Corey read them straight through, and that's the way to do it.
That is my recommendation as well.
That's my recommendation. Yeah. Even though they're long, just keep going.
So at this point, they have this information about the temple. They're like, all right, well, let's get on a boat and go to the temple.
Yeah, on our way to the temple. And now, wow.
And now, they're on the boat. And plops Abraxos in Manon.
And Dorian's like, so at first they're like, oh shit, there's Manon and Abraxos. Yeah. But he's like, wait.
Yeah, they think that they're going to get attacked by the witches.
Yes, and they're like ready to attack her.
And then it's like, oh, actually it's like an unconscious being.
Yeah, just boom.
Just, flops on the thing. So they, take her as prisoner, but they're like, they need to heal her.
It also is a tad spicy.
It sure is.
When Dorian's like in there, like interrogating her, questioning her.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's like locked up. Like I was just like, this is.
At that moment, you're like, give me more of them.
Give me more of them.
And I still want more of them.
I still want another story with them.
Yeah. She didn't give us enough. She really edged us.
Yeah.
On Manon and Dorian.
Yeah.
And it's not fair.
It's not.
I don't need all of the Aelin and Rowan. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Give me more.
Give me more enemies to lovers, So she's there, and let me just say, what a great prisoner she was. Like, she didn't actually do, and she was just like, fine, what the fuck do you want? What do you need?
And they end up getting attacked on that ship.
Yeah.
And truly, do I remember what happens?
It felt pointless.
It was like...
Okay. It felt almost like a test of, like, is Manon
Yeah, like, what's her allegiance? Is she going to... And I get it.
It wasn't needed.
Sure.
Could have cut that out.
Sure. Like, I would have just trusted... If you told me...
Yeah.
Like, I would have just trusted it.
One line.
Yeah, exactly.
One line of Manon being like, I'm on your side. Great.
So then Elide and Lorcan start to get a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Because they need to leave the circus.
Finally.
How long were we going to draw that out?
I know.
But he also realizes that the amulet that Aelin gave him was fake.
Yes!
So now he's so angry.
He's so pissed.
Oh, God. And, but Elide and him have started a little... They kind of like each other.
Yeah.
He's kind of like...
It's getting there.
Warming up the water for her and a little
bath. Oh, yeah. What you need.
And
she's like, can you hold my foot?
She gets her period.
Yeah.
And he cuts up his shirt for her. That is the equivalent of romance book. He's going to the pharmacy and buying it all out for you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And he just
if there was chocolate to be found, he would have found it.
He would have found it.
Like, are you kidding me right now?
And it's in that moment that I started to be like, do I like Lorcan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like he's that guy that he's awful to everyone else, but for his girl, he's like the best.
He's the best. Yes. Like literally, I fell in love with Lorcan.
Yes. Oh, God.
Come on.
That was his moment.
Absolutely.
The turning point for me.
Agreed.
And then we go back to the ship, right? Mm-hmm. And all the time, I guess we should have paid more attention when the ghost was talking, because there's this mirror, right? So they find like the mirror in the marsh, right? Like it's
because
in like
I
a
skimmed
trunk.
It, I was like, what fucking mirror are we talking about?
Like someone mentioned a mirror. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
And so Aelin,
a mirror,
and Manon disappear into the mirror.
This is where their friendship kind of it's like, okay, I guess we're doing this together.
We're doing this. Honestly, like a lot of this, I remember being very confused.
Yeah.
And being like, there was no better way that we could have done this.
The whole mirror thing threw me.
I just, like, what is the lock? At this point, what is the lock? What do you mean?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? It really was that moment, though.
It really was.
they're just gone. They're in the mirror, and I feel like they're in the mirror for like a long time. Like a lot of things is happening outside. And because what they come out of the mirror, and we're at the end of the book, right?
We're at the end of the book, basically. Like, and and they don't even know, like, are they gonna come out ever? When are they gonna come out? So there's just like a whole
Dorian's just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
What do we do?
I think he's also pretty pissed that he was kind of kept out.
Yeah, and they didn't take him with him.
Yeah, even though he's obviously important.
Yeah, and so they end up seeing Gavin. They end up seeing Elena, and they find out like how they initially locked Erewhon away.
Yeah, in the mountain.
Clearly, you didn't do a good job.
You kind of sucked at it.
In my brain, I'm like, okay, so it didn't work really the first time.
But like, is Lena? Does she suck?
I mean, so.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's like, you kind of suck? You're kind of selfish.
Correct. Right?
But then it's like,
we didn't do this well enough the first time, but now I'm
you
sorry.
Have to. Sorry.
You have to sacrifice
yourself. This is your lot in life because I didn't.
I'm so sorry. It can only be you.
You. So sorry.
And I'm like, it just, I don't know. It just didn't,
It was weird because we had just heard that Dorian and Aelin were the ones.
Correct.
So then all of a sudden, Manon is supposed to be important in this too. Like, it just felt a little
I think fuddled. I needed more explanation on bloodlines. Like,
yeah.
But with more clarity.
In a more engaging way.
Yeah, so if anyone knows how to explain to an author to make a really difficult fantasy element easier to read.
Yeah. Or just not through all that difficulties and have a better idea than a mirror and a lock.
Yeah, and I'm sure if I went through, I could really like make notes and really get to the nitty gritty, but like I don't want that.
No.
I want it to just flow.
Yeah.
Is that so hard?
How did you picture the mirror? Because I only pictured it as the mirror from Harry Potter.
Like the Mirror of Erised?
Yes.
I pictured it as like a Victorian, like just like oval mirror.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. Mine was real intricate.
But what does it actually look like?
I don't know.
Is it a hand mirror? And they're just
like zoom.
Because how big is the box?
I know 2 people fit in this thing. And like, I don't know.
It just seems like a little bit of magic that we maybe wasn't fleshed out completely.
Correct. So what was happening while they were in the mirror?
Well, also while they're in the mirror, Nehemia shows up.
Oh, shit, that's right.
And she's the one that tells them, like, oh, you and Dorian have to actually forge the lock, and you have to die.
Yes.
Bitch, I thought we were friends.
And, like, Nehemia had this whole plan. Like, it kind of makes me, like, look back on Nehemia and be like, wow, you really played her well, didn't you? You really played her.
And it's like, did you befriend her so that, like, she would be more apt to want to sacrifice her life?
Absolutely.
Like, how shitty is that?
And, like, your death was so intense that you knew Aelin would feel like, oh, I have to do this for my girl.
Yeah,
wow.
Like a life for a life.
And what was the whole Manon point of being there? You know?
Correct.
Like, truly.
Correct.
Why? What?
I'm sure someone who is, like, deep in theory would be like, duh, this is why she was there.
Great, tell me. Because as just a normal reader, I was like, what?
Know. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
everyone's back on the beach. I don't know what beach this is at this point. Yeah. But this is, like, the big bad battle with Maeve.
Big bad beach battle.
So, like, while they're in there, right, like, this is the point that, like...
Aelin and Manon, 2 of our strongest people, are in a mirror during a battle against Maeve.
But, so, whose bright idea was that? But, right, at this point, Rowan had gone, like, overnight and flown to all the other ships and, like, talked to his cousins, right?
Yeah.
And he was, like, trying to get them to, be on their side. And, like, Fenris and Gavriel, like, don't really want to fight for Maeve, but they're still with the blood bond.
Yeah,
the blood
it's real difficult. They're nervous.
Yeah. And so then they're all fighting, but, like, we got the fire lances with Rolf and, like, the Mycenian fleet. And Melisandre's fleet shows up with that, Ansel of Briarcliff.
Yeah.
Again, these people just keep showing up.
It looks like we're going to win for a minute, right?
Absolutely. It feels like everyone's coming together, and we're going to have just enough people show up to decimate Maeve.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Maeve's on the shore, and, like, a lead's on the shore, right?
Maeve's smart.
She
really knew what she was doing with this one.
At this point, you're like, I thought we hated Erewhon, but really...
Correct. This whole time, I'm like, Erewhon's the big bad.
Right. But, like, it seems like Maeve's pretty powerful and bad.
Yeah.
But we don't really get the inkling to what Maeve and why until the beginning of Kingdom of Ash, which kind of, you know...
We get a tiny moment in Tower of Dawn of like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
but in this book, we still don't.
We get the... You're right, we get the grand reveal. Actually, in Tower of Dawn. But you definitely don't see it coming.
Not even a little.
No.
So, here we go. We think we're going to win this battle. Lorcan comes, and everything changes when Lorcan comes.
Unforgivable,
but also a little forgivable because does he have a choice? I don't know. That was his whole mission, right?
I know, but like I can't blame a lead for being.
Oh no,
do you know?
I get it. I get it. She a betrayal because she clearly fell in love on this journey.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden to her, it's like I don't even know who you are.
No, you've lied to me about literally everything.
You could have told me anything, and you lied to me about every single thing. Thanks for your shirt and have a good life. Yeah. So I get it. Let it be known. My heart is still breaking because I love them. And I obviously knew where Lorcan's story is going to go. We all know that he's got a blood oath.
Yeah. And so Manon and Aelin finally get back. Like, Maeve and Alida are on the shore.
Can you imagine? They just have this intense thing in a mirror. They come out and they're like,
and it's just like bloodbath.
It's bloodbath. Who is anyone like? They're worried. Like, who's alive? What is happening? Like,
and then you have Maeve, and there's a lead. You know, you see Maeve severs the blood bond with Gabriel and Lorcan.
Ooh, yeah.
In that, like, nearly. I mean, it's devastating to them.
Devastating. It's like death.
You got Lorcan like crawling on the beach.
It was hard to hate him in that moment.
I know, but a lead thinks that he's crawling to Maeve.
No, but he's crawling to Aelin.
Yeah. I thought he was crawling to a lead.
I think he's crawling to Aelin. Am I wrong here?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It's been a while, but he's crawling. It's always a
crawling
moment.
I thought he was crawling to Aelin, but maybe it's a lead. Now I don't know. Anyways, he's crawling and he's crying.
Crawling, you're crying. You were through tears. It was really hard for you to really see all those words clearly, you know.
For real. I cry at the drop of a hat. But...
Maeve's over here telling Aelin Rowan's her mate.
Another, like, reveal that I didn't see coming. Like, what now?
I didn't even know we could have mates.
I also didn't, and I still was like, can you have two? And like, it's like, oh, just kidding. He was never mated to her. Is that revealed in this book?
I don't, to that girl that that was a fake. No, I don't know that we get like the full scope.
I don't know if we get that until Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah, I think we get that in Kingdom of Ash. That,
but like, damn.
That was awful. Awful. And then she's like, Aelin has wasted everything. She has no power left. And she basically is willing to sacrifice herself to save everyone. Yeah. So she like gives Alid a message for Aedion and Rowan.
Like, their reunion, what a sucky reunion for them.
Awful. Alid
has just traveled the damn country.
Like, Alid finds out Celaena is Aelin. She is the one that she's been looking for this whole time. She's alive. Bye-bye.
Like, the only semblance of a family she has left.
Correct.
And bye. Aelin's taken. Oh.
And then you get, like, Karn. However you say his name.
Karen?
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 Can we call him Karen?
Karen. He feels like a Karen.
I don't know. Why are you doing the AI? You know what I mean? You know? It makes me... It's really difficult for me.
Really, my brain can't do it.
No. And so she gets put in the box. The iron box.
The box.
With the mask.
Man in the iron mask happening over here.
Oh, God.
Like, tragic. And this is like a big cliffhanger moment.
But at that moment where this is happening, Manon walks by her and Aelin's sleight of hand gives her the word keys.
Yeah.
So no one knows. Like, Maeve fully thinks that she has Aelin and the word keys. She's thinks that this is her big power play.
Yeah.
And then Fenris, she doesn't break the bond with Fenris. Fenris ends up going with Aelin. That ends up being, like, maybe the most devastated. Like, I want a novella of Fenris, like, after post-Kingdom of Ash. And,
oh my god, his major depression.
But, like, seeing a redemption story for him, do you know what I mean? Like, coming back from all the trauma.
So, at this moment, we clearly, as readers, don't know what's going to happen with Fenris. No. We don't know what's going to happen with Manon and
Manon takes a lead.
Yeah, Manon takes a lead.
In their piece, because she knows she needs to get those word keys as far away as quickly as possible. And so she's like, a lead's like, fuck you, Lorcan. I'm going with her. They get out of there.
Yeah. Oh, God. And then, like, Rowan, where's Rowan and
Rowan
Dorian?
is in the battle. Like, they're in the battle. And, like, he doesn't even know. No. And he basically, like, sees her leaving.
Oh, God.
It's like...
It's so devastating.
Oh, my God.
This is the ending.
It's the ending. But, like, Lysandra at this point knows that, like, she has her marching orders because a lead tells her, like, she needs her to take over and pretend that it's her.
Yeah.
Like, so Rowan ends up turning into a hawk and he's, like, flying because he's going to try to get her back. So he's off on his own. But then all these people at the end start arriving because they've gotten all these letters that Aelin had sent out. So now, like, they have basically their whole army. Aelin has sacrificed herself, but given them an army.
Did I make this up in my mind, or is it correct that, like, Aelin had actually had a conversation with Lysandra off page? Yeah. Like, you're going to, this could happen.
Yeah. So I think it's a lead just basically telling her, like, yep, this is what's...
Like, that's a lot of pressure to put on Lysandra. Like, good gravy.
This is what I mean. Gravy. Like, there is loyalty to your friend, but it's next level.
It's really hard because this is the ending of the book. This is it.
That's it.
And you're like, what? And then, like...
It ends and then you have to go to Tower of Dawn.
And it's not that Tower of Dawn is a bad book.
But it makes me mad because people do end up hating Tower of Dawn.
I'm gonna say I like Tower of Dawn. However, if I was reading it in real time, which I didn't, and I had been waiting, I don't know, a year and a half to be like, oh my god, what's going to happen to Aelin? And like, that was my book.
And then you go back to Chaol.
I'd be like, what? That's what happened to me with Game of Thrones. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not that Tower of Dawn is a bad book. It's actually a really great book, and I think it gets a lot of hate. And we will do a whole podcast on that one, but like, I think it gets a lot of hate.
But it's like, it ends up being like a lot of pivotal, like, important moments.
Like, one of the most important characters that, like, does a lot in Kingdom of Ash, we get in Tower of Dawn.
And I get it, and I understand the reason why people want to do the tandem read. I understand wanting to finish those two stories because they're both happening along the same timeline and they both end at the same time.
Yeah.
And I get it. Aelin gets put in the box and you want to be able to just find out what's happening with her.
Listen, I tried the tandem read. It doesn't flow for me going back and forth. It's like two very different worlds. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, and I could honestly see
I get the point of it, but...
I get the point of it, but I can also see it leading to people hating Tower of Dawn more because you would get to those points and just want to blow through those chapters.
That's exactly what Corey was like. I think I have to stop doing the tandem read.
Whereas
I'm skipping
when you
so much.
just read Tower of Dawn, like, maybe you're not into it at the beginning and it takes you a while to get into it, but then you do really start to like the characters.
So I'm going to be super honest.
Yeah.
Corey skipped Tower of Dawn.
I know.
Is it skippable to the overlining story? She says no. I say yeah. Like, Corey was still like,
no, I still think there are so many big moments that come out of Tower of Dawn. I'm just going to say it.
I think there's one.
No, there's multiple.
It's a great book.
There's multiple.
Did it push the storyline along the way I
still think that Corey should go back and read it.
Sure, after he's already read the whole story about it. Absolutely. And he might like it, but I don't know if it'll change his feeling of the Kingdom of Ash.
No, but I still think
I did give him the breakdown.
Yeah.
So like he knew the bullet points, but he was like
so I guess he was like so glad I just listened to the Tower of Dawn podcast, and now really
he could. It's a long book.
It is a long book.
I liked it personally. I'm glad I read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a different podcast for another day. But anyways, we clearly really loved Empire Storms. Were there some moments where we were like, what now? Yes.
Yeah, the thing is, for me, definitely the most confusing aspect is like all of the riddles and the ghosts showing up and all of that stuff. I just feel like sometimes it feels like it's important, sometimes it's not, and then it's an info dump.
I agree. What was so great about this book was the ending, obviously. This was the first book that she had done in the series that ended on a real cliffy.
Yeah.
Where you were like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would say Crown of Midnight had a little bit of a cliffhanger as well. Like finding out that she's Aelin.
She's getting on the boat.
But this one was like, devastating cliffhanger. And that was so good. But also so much of like the POVs, I fell in love with characters that I didn't really care about before. The whole thing with Manon's entire storyline was it for me. Every POV of hers, 10 out of 10.
She shines from here on through.
Truly Queen of Shadows, she takes off, and every single book, besides Tower of Dawn because she's not in it, every single book she just gets higher and higher on my list to the point that she becomes my number one character in the whole series.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, who's yours? Who's your favorite character? Comment below.
If it's not Lysandra, we don't have... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Lysandra's real high, too.
Lysandra... I mean, Aelin might be third.
Aelin might be third.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
Fireheart.
I mean, I've got you tattooed on me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're great, but...
She's a badass, don't get me wrong. I just think she also is surrounded by...
But, like, should we get Manon tattoos?
Oh... Yeah,
some
claws.
Yeah, or like something. A quote.
Yeah,
the quote.
Live Manon.
No,
which quote?
That she tells the 13. Edit that out. Take that out.
Oh God.
Edit.
Just rewind a couple minutes. Oh my God.
If you're watching live, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry. Just forget we said that. What are you talking about?
Nobody does.
No one does. They're
Kingdom
fine.
Rush, everyone's fine.
They're totally fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, that was today's podcast.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a lot. So glad. Hopefully you liked Empire Storms.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't, this was probably hard to listen to.
But even still talking through it, I still think Queen of Shadows.
That's what I'm saying.
At this point, it still tops.
Queen of Shadows. It's Kingdom of Ash, Queen of Shadows, Empire Storms.
And let me tell you, I just got for Mother's Day the Acrylapix sprayed edge set of Throne of Glass. The Queen of Shadows book blows every other book out of the water.
Dude.
It is the perfect color combination. It has wyverns all around.
They're so good.
Spine.
I want that one so bad. Where do I have
the dust jacket is gorgeous.
I have their ACOTAR one.
Yeah.
But the Throne of Glass one is just bright and beautiful. I need it. I don't even know if they've done a Crescent City one. They're going to be at Starfall this weekend, so I'm like...
I know, you need to ask them.
I asked if they were bringing... Because they just posted that they're doing some Fourth Wing ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you bringing anything to my...
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to get there. Toot sweet!
Yeah, you are. And ask them if they're going to do Crescent City.
I will.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's today's episode!
In other news, tune in next week.
Yes!
I can't guarantee it's going to be Throne of Glass again.
Probably not.
Probably not, but we'll see.
We'll see. So
see where the wind
thanks
takes
for
us.
listening. Please make sure to like,
comment, subscribe,
follow, all those things. Because we are doing a giveaway soon, and you're not going to want to miss that. So make sure you follow us on TikTok and on Instagram.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
time.
Bye.
Bye.